G'day folks. Look, as you know, I'm different. I'm not one that follows everybody else. I tend to do things my way. I tend to do things out of the box. I can guarantee you would probably never see another car like this on YouTube or even down at your local track, for instance. It's pretty unique, and I'm not your average mainstream sort of guy. I tend to really think my way, and it's very unorthodox the way I think. I tend to do a lot of things probably not the way that everyone else does it. That's what I'm trying to get at. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm on a winner. I really am. This car and the combination that I'm running, I'm that close to nailing it and getting it to work extremely well, is very exciting. And that's the real motivator for me to continue on with it, because I know that this car really has got so much potential. It really blows me out of the water. It really does. I know the gearing's too short in it. The tyres are hopeless. They don't give me any grip. But it's only a matter of just a few minor changes, tweaking, and just bringing it all together. This car is really going to be quite an incredible beast. You know that the oiling mod that I did to the rear of the car off the turbo, and I never even gave you any feedback on it really. It works unbelievable, guys. It really is an incredible thing. As far as oiling goes, there is no smoke coming out of the rear of the car. It just seems so different now. It's incredible. So that leads me to my next idea that I've had it in my brain for a little while, and I wasn't sure whether I was going to share it, but look, I'm over it all now. I'm just going to throw it out there, and I think it's a winner actually. I really do. It has something to do with the thrust, and I actually, believe it or not, I had this idea cooking in my head, and I stumbled on this forum. And a guy has actually done something a little bit similar, and it reinforced how good, well, potentially how good my little solution is going to be. I'm actually going to make, once I get this sort of engine pretty much assembled, and I'm going to show you guys everything, and I'm going to be a test guinea pig at it, but I'm such a believer in it that I think it's going to really enhance longevity and a potential solution to what seems to be, the more I seem to Google this, the more the turbo boys, the V8 turbo boys, are having problems with, and that's thrust wear. It seems to be so common. So I may have a potential solution for myself. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm actually going to make a bracket off the front of the engine to support a thrust bearing, and I'm going to incorporate it and get it to work off the front of the pulley. So any initial thrust from the converter, it'll hit the bearing on the front of the setup that I make up. It's going to be a bit hard to explain how I'm going to do it, but I'm in the early stages, and I just thought I'd throw it out there and share with you what my intents are once I sort of get this engine back together. Yes, look, you really at the end of the day, the thrust bearing in it, or the bush in it, for the amount of power that these turbo V8s are putting out, the torque is always going to be a slight problem. It seems that from what I can gather, they don't mind anywhere up to about 200 pound of thrust. But after that, it becomes an issue. They start to wear. So yes, that's my plan, and that's what I'm going to tackle. as far as the gearbox goes, guys, well, I've got a spare Turbo 350 which I've had for about 15 years, and actually this is a terrific little gearbox. I had run this for a lot of years, and the reason it's pulled apart, it's nothing because, well, it's got nothing to do because it's no good. It's just that I had this terrible vibration issue years ago. It was shocking. Turns out I had a crook tail shaft, and I had some dodgy tail shaft fellas try and build me one, and they were shockers. And I ended up tearing my gearbox down thinking it was in the gearbox. How stupid was that? So I never ended up putting it back. I ended up buying a new gearbox, which is in the car now, thinking that would fix it, but it didn't. And it turned out it was a tail shaft in the end. So yes, it was an expensive little exercise, but the knowledge, guys, the knowledge that I've gained in the last sort of 15 years, or even in the last 5 years, has been incredible. And I'll show you why. Well, I know that it's not going to hurt the gearbox, the thrust pushing back into the gearbox, because all of these, here's the inside spline, and that there, guys, is the outer spline. And I know that the force is directed on these two parts here. Well, they're all got the like a bearing. So you know, you have thrust pushing against these bearings, so it's not going to hurt the gearbox. I've actually checked the end play on the gearbox now, and I have 50 thou of clearance. They recommend 45 to 75 thou of movement, and to me that hasn't hurt the gearbox. All that thrust that's been exerted back from the converter, pushing the converter forward and ruining the thrust on my engine. So combined with line pressure and dealing with that, and building or making my own thrust bearing off the front, I think I can combat all these issues and make it a good bulletproof system. And that's what it's about. If I can learn and test off this little guinea pig here and get it all dialed in, well, then I can take the bracketry off and put it onto my new motor. So yes, I'm very excited about it all, guys. I've really thought about it, and you know, I've got the idea there. I just need to execute the design, and we'll sort something out. Don't you worry about that, because I have so much determination. It's unbelievable. So yes, I just thought I'd share that with you guys. So the passion is running very deep at the moment, and I'm very excited about everything. And because I'm improving it, and that's what it's all about. If I can improve it to a point where I've got an incredible, solid, reliable car with awesome power, that's a win for me. And I hope you guys are enjoying my journey on what I'm throwing up and getting something out of it. So that's what she's all about with Griff's Rear Mount Turbo channel. Learning and thinking out of the box. Okay guys, well, I'll pop another one up soon. I'll catch you later.